Hi, hello, I'm Sam Harris and I read, review and discuss fantasy and science fiction books. Today we have a discussion slash review slash spoilers, I guess, kind of everything, for chapter 51 of volume 1 of The Wandering Inn. We've got like 12 chapters left now, I think, from volume 1. I'm pretty excited to move on to volume 2, to be honest. As I said before, really looking forward to switching over to the ebook slash audiobook version. This one might be a shorter episode because I'm a little short on time, but also this not a huge amount of events in this chapter. So let's go straight into things. So we started the week the same way we ended last week, which is Pawn turns up at the inn and he's been interrogated by Kissenveer. I don't know whether that's how people are pronouncing it, but that's how I'm going to do it. So he's been interrogated to see if he is an aberration, and he's got like 3 of his arms have been ripped off, and 1 of his feet has been crushed. The adventurers in the inn, the Horns of Hammerand, give him all of the healing medications and stuff, healing potions, but they can't regrow limbs, and Antinium don't have skin, so the skin can't close over the wounds, so he's just got all these open wounds, which sucks. And he's basically in shock from what I can tell. So he's like shaking, he's barely able to stand, he can't really talk all that much. And he says basically he was tested and he passed, and that he's not an aberration, he's an individual Antinium, but he's basically non-functional aside from that. When someone mentions Kissenveer, he like screams and like half collapses. Like, he's having a rough time. And we love Pawn in this house, so Pawn, P-A-W-N. That was pretty upsetting because he's a great character and I don't really like seeing that sort of thing. The Erin then is like, oh, I don't really know what to do. And then she kind of figures it out. She's like, I'm going to play chess with him. So she starts playing chess with Pawn, but she's not taking any prisoners. She's absolutely thrashing him. And then it kind of like segues into this almost dreamlike chess playing process where she beats him over and over and over again. And it turns out that this is her using her immortal moment skill that she got previously for the first time. So she's using the immortal moment, and that kind of heals him, I guess, like centers him and heals him. It's quite an interesting skill. I've seen her use it twice in this chapter, so she uses it again later. But I'm still not 100% sure I understand it or completely understand it. So Erin runs out of the inn as soon as she uses the immortal moment, and after a few seconds, all the adventurers are like, oh shit, she's going to try and kill Kissenveer. We have to go and stop her. So they all run out and they run down to the city, and they're like, oh, she's not even outside. She must have some sort of running skill. She's already gone. We know she doesn't have any running skills, but like she goes anyway. Well, like they think she's gone anyway. So then we switch over to Kissenveer, who is waiting for Erin outside of the city with some soldiers, which is against the law. So the soldiers are not allowed to leave the city unless the city is in danger. We're not allowed to leave the hive, sorry, unless the city is in danger. So real big no-no. They're waiting for her, and they're like, why hasn't she turned up? Because it seems like Kissenveer has tortured Pawn explicitly to provoke Erin and get her to come to try and attack him, and then they're going to kidnap her. My assumption is, this is my theory, they're kidnapping her because playing chess with her has created a free Antinium, an individual Antinium, and they want to like basically force her to make a ton of the Antinium individual so that they can have a like more free thinking army that doesn't just follow orders, that's able to improvise and things like that. And the Antinian feel like there's something going on with those, as always. So as we shift over to the Antinium who are waiting, suddenly Relk sits up, and he's been waiting covered in mud and hiding near the Antinium. And he's like, hey, you guys need to get lost. And Kizimir's like, why are you protecting Erin? And he's like, well, Klivich died to save her life. I don't want his death to be in vain. Then the what's his face? Kizimir's like, oh, I can take you out. Like your guy, you're nothing to us as soldiers. And there's more soldiers, and Ruck's like, no, you can't take me, I'm too strong. Then basically they have a bit of back and forth, and Relk's like, I really don't like you, you're an ass, basically. And then he's like, oh, maybe I'll get some more soldiers. And then he's like, look up on that hill. Relk's like, look up on the hill. And up on the hill is Ghazi. There waiting to protect Erin as well. And so it's like, oh, everyone has now kind of worked out that Erin is important. And Kisimir is like, well, obviously I can't take Ghazi. So he turns and goes back to Liskor. And then we shift to another perspective, which is of Kershia and her gnolls, who are also hiding, lying in wait to protect Erin. And it shows us also that Ghazi knows that they're there, although Relk does not. So as we always know that there's something going on with Kershia ever since she found out that everyone's from another world. And it seems like a lot of people are realizing that Erin is different and that she could be very important. So from there, we move back to the inn, and Chiri's like, "Oh God, where's Erin actually gone? No one knows." And then, just as she's thinking that, Erin like jumps off the roof of the inn, and Chiri's like, "What? Where have you been?" She's like, "Oh, I've been crying on the roof," which I thought was quite funny. So she's been crying on the roof, and Chiri is like, "Oh, okay, well, we all went to like try and save you." She's like, "Oh, I'm not going to fight Kisimir. He'd kill me," which I thought was quite funny. Like, she's obviously very sensible. And then Erin's like, "I'm not going to kill him because I don't kill people. I don't kill ever," which I thought was really good and interesting. And Chiri is like, this sort of naivety reminds me of someone. So here we kind of getting the first person to link Erin and Ryoka together, which is interesting. And then I think that the next thing that we have is that they all go back into the inn, and then Erin, they start playing chess, but then Erin starts singing. And she starts singing Lady Gaga, which is great. I love Lady Gaga. So they start singing, and then this becomes another immortal moment, which she ends with Hallelujah by Jeff Buckley, I think, which is pretty cool. Yeah. Overall, 2 uses of this new immortal moment skill, not chapter, immortal moment skill, both of which were really well written. They're really like poetically written, those sections. I'm looking forward to seeing more of that in the future. Now, Erin obviously clearly knows how to use this skill and is going to use it. I also would love to see more of an explanation of what it is doing or what it does or the effects it has. But other than that, I think, a solid chapter. One of the big things with this chapter, I would say, is that it's one of the best written in a while. It's nice and short as well. It's only like 6,500 words compared to the usual wandering in of 8 to 10 that we've had for the last 10 or so chapters. So a little bit shorter. We also get a level up at the end. Erin levels up to level 15, which is interesting. So it makes it seem like maybe Immortal Moment does not come from her like other skills. Immortal Moment comes from, because I thought that came from like Tactician or Strategist or whatever skills. But it seems like maybe that leads into the innkeeper skills because she's gained an innkeeping level. Or maybe it's just because she entertained her residents. Not really sure on that front, to be honest. But I'm sure we'll find out. So as we close in on this home stretch for Volume 1, I know I've said this a few times, but I am planning on, if not binge reading, a few chapters in a row of Volume 1 to try and finish it before the end of June. I will be trying to read it a little bit quicker. So tomorrow is the usual day for the Wandering Inn. You've got a bonus episode today on Wednesday. Tomorrow will probably be another Wandering Inn episode. So if you're a big Wandering Inn fan, congratulations, 2 episodes this week. May end up doing 2 episodes next week as well. We will see. I've got a few things to do with next week's videos, so you never know. If you have read this chapter of The Wandering Inn and you have some thoughts, or you would like to chat to me about The Wandering Inn in general, please leave a comment down below. As always, please no future spoilers. Somebody has spoiled something recently, which was a bit annoying. So please try not to do that. Even if you're the kind of person who is like me and is never 100% sure, what book or volume things happened in when it's been over a year since you've read it, I would say just be as vague as you can. If you have liked this video, please give it a like. And if you would like to be notified whenever I go live with these Wandering Inn videos, your best option is to subscribe and click the bell icon. Thanks so much for watching, and I will speak to you guys tomorrow.